Hey there, Virgo. This is Joy with Joy the World here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, click that subscribe button and ring that bell. They'll notify you anytime I post new videos. Also, if you find you like the content we provide here at Joy of the World, give us that big thumbs up, like, share, and comment down below, everybody. I'm sharing my life with you. I'd love to get a little feedback about what's going on in response to these videos. But for now, I appreciate you showing up. Also, I appreciate all the donations that have been given into the channel. I've got more decks coming in. I'm pretty excited about it. I love to take a different peek into the world of what's going on. The next one coming in is kind of dark and shadowy, and that's fantastic to unearth and to bring up where a lot of our power has been relegated through the planet of Pluto. So, needless to say, I'm trying to shuffle and prepare the decks, and y'all's cards were already coming out, and you're putting them down, and I'm like, wait, shouldn't I do some on camera? You're like, we don't care. We have brought this in, let's get to it. And I'm like, okay, so here we go. So what is your Venus is holding the key to your justice. So check out where your Venus placement is in your chart and watch some of those videos, all right? Let me show you what we got here. Those cards I was telling you about that came in, that I mixed them together to let them be moon, magic, and medicine. And this is what came out, okay? Your Venus is your key to justice, all right? So you've got some amazing cards that came in here. We got the World, we got the Star, Two of Cups, and the Hermit. I mean, really, that many major arcana. And it's like, oh yeah, that's what you're dreaming of. That's what you got. But then the top of the deck and the bottom of the deck. And you're showing me that there's still some shisty energy going on. And I'm like, hey guys, we still got some shisty energy going on here. This is just me cutting and shuffling and it just flying on out. And as soon as I say that, you're like, let's handle it now. So this is some of the background of what we're getting out of the way so that you can take full steps, full measure into this key, into your justice. And that justice has to do with the beauty, the balance of when you're a giver in life, life gives back to you. When you're a lover in life, life loves you back. It's not this one-side ministry junk anymore, the self-help world, the work on your weaknesses and life will love you more, the conditional love, all that crap. No, I could just toss these to the ground. It's over that. But first, we got to annihilate them. So, how do I know? I'm like, let's get an angelarium on that and let's see what comes out. And so I go to start shuffling, it gets to the cut, and you're like, there's the one. I'm like, what? And I look down, and I'm like, okay. So we come from the center of the deck, from the center of your belly, from the depth of your soul, friend. And this is Hazmed, the angel of annihilation. You talk about the power of your presence, the power of your spiritual connection, the power of your devotion to who you are, where you've been coming from, and getting on board, getting on page with this new energy now that you understand and ignorance is being blasted away and just cast down, thrown out. That blindfold is being taken off so that you can walk in the balance of your mind and in your life to enjoy it, not just to serve and have that purpose, but for your life to also have meaning, which is what feeds us and nourishes us and keeps us healthy and balanced, okay? Healthy, whole, yes. So, you can see the magnificence of your crown. You've grown so much that you're even penetrating fully through into that realm in your actual body. And it is making such a promising connection that is reaching down into the earth, connecting with the resources that are coming in to help provide for this. But as I see, it's almost like looking through the windshield of a transport vehicle. I feel like I'm going in a submarine underneath the water. It's actually not up in the sky. Let me clear that away. Apologize, y'all. Underneath the waters. You talk about, it's like the Armageddon of Atlantis. Like you're going to get yourself totally back. You're resurrecting your stealth from the depths of sorrows. All right, Hasmet, step on in there, baby. Talk about annihilation. And there's creating what is that? A thrust that is ejecting you and taking you out and all of your goods, but leaving that world behind. All right. All right. So the card we had coming in first, it flew out, and I'm like, all right, we'll start here, Virgo. We'll start. Is the World? You're like, there it is. There's my card. It just flew out of the center of the deck. Oh, that's funny. It's all coming from the middle world, which in shamanic, that's Middle Earth, which is here. You're manifesting something. I love it. I love it. Look at that. Yeah, you're like, I'm manifesting myself. I'm coming through this portal of time. I'm coming through my Venus, the things that I love, the calm, the ease, the beauty, the respite, the empowerment of the heart, and leaving behind that old energy. Okay, so let's see what's going on underneath here. But first, no, I need to marry it together with a star. So we've got it married together with a star. And that's you bringing in this new power. Remember how the annihilation came? That you had moved on through your crown. You had grown so much that you were fully connected. Look how close the heavens are to you. And this is almost like the battles. What was it? Han Solo's ship. It's like you're bringing it down. Like it's nothing. You're so strong now. So strong and insightful to the cosmic realms and the stars, the wishes, the words that are weaving down and spinning around you. Look at you. You're not even flustered. You're looking up, embracing it, enjoying the speed of the wind, of the breeze, of the vortex. Now, the reason I had to show you these two together is we've got a splicing of Angelarium coming in underneath, because there are 4 tarot coming in here and there were 4 Angelarium. But Annihilation Hasmed said, I need to stay over here and whoop up on that, and I'm going to hold it down while y'all get to work over there. And I'm like, thank you, Hasmed. All right, baby. So underneath we have this card coming in. It's Israfel, Angel of Song. Look at that. I mean, look at that energy matching. This golden delight coming down. Look at that cosmic fire coming down into your crown. Like it's nothing. I mean, you're pulling it down in here. And even though it's that giant ship, you're like, I'm going to bring the whole mothership. I'm not doing one. I'm doing done. I'm going to do all of it. I'm bringing in the whole. I'm bringing in the whole self. I'm bringing in my divine right and my permission of who I came here to be. You're talking about your birthright. Okay, that's your Venusian birthright. Okay, so look at Venus. That's what this justice is about, is being able to act and walk and live in your whole being, not having to live out anyone else's dreams, anyone else's spoken words over you, getting the graffiti off your walls, getting the trash from outside your doors, having the realm of your whole earth, your whole world around you is yours. Look at your dominion. The energies that you're working is the same one that you're using, your yoke, your yod. Your yod. Some of you have a yod in your birth chart. That's what's bringing this down. Interesting. Interesting. That's a synergy of energies in your planets. I'd like to know what that is. Who of you have a yod? Yod. That's how it's actually said in your energy going on there. So the trumpet, the song, the blast that announces the coming times. It is like, annihilation came in to smash out, stomp out that world, to resurrect you out of the waters, the grave of grief. Hey, thank y'all for hanging in there while I'm still waiting on this air conditioning to come around and be delivered and taken care of. I am not able to turn my do not disturb on. So that's why the videos are getting interrupted, if you're wondering. And I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. So the unique part about having been cut off is I got to dig around and find out it is called the Millennium Falcon. Not only that, when I was looking down right when it was getting cut off, he's starting to look a lot like TIE fighters going on here. So as he's holding them off and fending them off in that world, the Millennium Falcon is like this whole new world that you're bringing in, this whole new era, this whole new age. It's like a revolution, and this revolution that's going on is more of mankind. It doesn't have to do with war. It's about war with oneself, putting an end to that grief, to that sorrow, to grieving your spirit, yourself and your soul and why you came here. That is what enables the chaos and the destructive and demonstrative forces to really rule and to keep riddling society and taking over, because we're to stand up to ourselves and bring in this energy, to bring it in. And this is what Israfel is bringing in, the song. That trumpet, remember I said it was blasting? Where Hasmed is holding off that grief of that underworld to bring you up and all of your resources with it, and to seal off that old way, that old beingness. This is like sounding the trumpets to bring in the new troops. This is like they're saying Angelarian mindsets. That's very interesting. Like the yod, like gematria, like the alphabet, the letters, the things like that. We forget each letter in itself is like a note on a keyboard, right? You combine them together to create music. Well, our words are also lyrical. They're powerful. They're magnificent. And we are to be intentional about how we speak and how we think. And not like overworked. No, when we get that key, when we get in that Venusian flow, when we get connected with our love factor, our creative factor, that key keeps us in our strength. It keeps us in our balance. And it keeps us bringing forth life and connected with life there, my friend. Okay, so we're going to hop on over. Well, that song, that amazing song, Setting Ablaze, This World on Fire, is bringing in that new season of air, the big changeover. Because it's about every 200 years. And around that time is when we have a renaissance or a revolution, like the Industrial Revolution, or we have the Renaissance come along, and it shifts the whole culture of the entire planet. And it takes a little time to move all the way across, but that's what you're bringing on in. Now, I see you here, you're like, that's what you're bringing in. You're like, I have no problem with it. I'm bringing the whole thing in. And that is connected to the Two of Cups of love, of us seeing life in color, no longer claiming skin tones of black and white, no longer just living in the logic of how we get things done, of mindsets, of limitations, of forms and regulation, that type of thing. No, it's this flow, that creative key. Remember, Venus's creative key, and that key is love. And love is the color that changes our world. It is that pure white light that blends into everything in all spectrums beyond what we could conceive or imagine. And that's what you've got connected here. That's what you have going on, this ancient language, which is, light and music. Fantastic. But that's bringing forth the bowl. And like I said, it's filling it up with like fruity pebbles, that putting a smile on your face, making life wonderful, bright, cheerful, full of delight and lighthearted. Okay. So the Star and the Two of Cups, they're being bridged by Keter, the crown, and spirituality. There's a reason for this. This is what you were born for. This is what you came for. Spirituality isn't just sitting all zen and quiet and meditating and, looking our third eye and doing all that and making sure that we do things that seem very peaceful, very calm, very soothing. No, it's about living. It's about evoking. It's about standing into pleasure and enjoyment and spontaneity and adventure and creativity as well. It's also the other end of that spectrum. It's not just the flat line, y'all. It's also the mountains and the valleys. It's that moving through life and creating that rhythm, that undulation. Like speech right now, if I were talking flat, you would be so bored. You would only be here for like 5 seconds, unless I were R2D2, then it might work, right? But it's that inflection, it's that carry, it's that rhythm, and it's that flow that really draws us in. That's the spirituality that you're talking about here. That's where you're honing and harnessing your focus, is the full-on life exposure. So much so, it's like you open the breastplate and you're like breathing with your whole front, like wanting to breathe it all in to have the full experience. You're talking about life unleashed. Life unleashed. I absolutely love it, Virgo. That's fantastic. You're like, you can't wear the clothes unless you take them off the hanger. We aren't going to be stiff here. We are ready to flow and to go. Okay. Well, then let's look at this partnership coming in here. All right. We have the Hermit and the Two of Cups. So it's not just about joining together with the world in love and this cosmic flow. It is for your self-illumination. It is for the satisfaction in your own heart. Remember how we talked about purpose is when we make the difference in the world, okay? But the meaning has to do with what it brings to us, how it feeds, nourishes, replenishes us. Because our gift isn't just to be given. It's not just that key. That's the justice that you're calling in here, is that balance. For it to be balanced out, to have this homeostasis going on, which is a system that can be in motion, but it's always finding its balance, is osmotic balance going on, or as y'all talk about your cosmotic balance, right? Bringing that in is what levitates us. It's what elevates us. It what changes the vibration of our planet, the tone, the key, everything. And that's how we color our world with love. Absolutely love it. And love is the common connection where joy is the individuation. So joy is like the launching forth from the state of love. So underneath the Two of Cups in the Hermit, we have Malkuth. Because you were like, when these Angelarium were open up, you're like, keep going, keep going. I'm like, oh, of course. Once you get the whole kingdom, you're like, there, stop, we're good. We're good. You're like, we have the whole kingdom. That's what we were going for. We are good. This orb in the sphere, this orb in the sphere, it's beyond 360. It's holistic. What word is there for that aside from whole? So 360 is like an owl. They can turn and look all the way around, but it's every degree in the full dimension, okay? It's not a circle. It is a globe. And that's what you're talking about here is the entire globe, the whole kingdom, the whole sphere of influence, of understanding. I love it because to me, look, remember how you opened completely up over here? Remember you're breathing with your whole self, taking it all in, the full adventure, the full spectrum, the full experience. Here, you're like a keyhole. And that's why you want the key to life, right? The key to life. That's interesting. You're pointing it up now. That is the key to life. Wholeness. Whole spectrum. Satisfaction. That you're saying to me is, if we only knew that when we're satisfied, when our feet touch the ground, the impact, every vibration that they make into the earth satisfies the heart and the core of the earth. It balances the earth's energies to feed up this charge that goes to our feet. The earth has a charge, y'all. I know you don't think about that, but it has an electrical charge, okay? And we're often discharging into the earth instead of doing this divine connection through the satisfaction, which brings that harmonic balance. You're talking about harmonics again. All right, so I want to know something about that hermit, the earth, and its harmonic balance. So give us a little peep into that. I don't want these. I want these. We're going to get some magical, mystical moments. Okay. You went flying. So Queen Bee. Okay. Harmonics. It came in upside down across the star towards our spirituality. And it's talking about us needing to know, and needing to know, just like the bees, when they go back into the hive, they do this little dance, this vibrational dance. And that's what communicates to all the other bees that are in there waiting for their turn to go out, where the exact location is, like a GPS, like a mapping. Oh, okay. So the hermit, when we're in a line, when we're in tune, when we're in satisfaction, our GPS is aligned. Because we forget it's not just latitude and longitude, y'all. It is gratitude. And how that's funny. Because it's coming from the gravity, what holds us to our point in space on the earth. And it begins to align. It lets others know how to find it too. And I remember, the earth saying to me once, say, you do this. And when you touch my earth, it'll come into me. And I'll send it up into the feet of all the people on the planet. If we knew how powerful our love, our joy, this is joy, the individuation, remember, of this cosmic love we have going on here. This is love. It's the universal. It's for all. And joy is that individuation, the personal satisfaction that it brings, that sends a charge into the earth. Okay? And as we turn it upright, that's what you're calling in. That's what you're bringing down into here, is that infection of joy. It's interesting because these are looking like ovaries right now. And, bees are the pollinators. So, like pollinating, and when they go to pollinate, it inseminates the ovum of the flower, which then creates the fruit. The immature fruit is always there, but it's an ovum, it's an egg. And when it crawls around on it and the pollen touches it, it's able to make its way in there through the hands of nature, right? And it brings forth fruit, good fruit. All right. Game on. Here you come to infect the world with joy. Go Virgo, go Virgo. All right. I'm glad you did it. I'm certainly happy to be a recipient of that infectious joy. Thank you for being here, friends. I wish you well this week. Talk to you soon. Bye.